Total Home Improvement Company presents the Spring Blowout Special of the season. Remodel your kitchen, bathroom, basement, plus flooring specials for every room. Call 313-728-2025 for your free in-home estimate today. Mention this commercial and get 10% off your project. Call 313-728-2025. Remodel your home today. Total Home Improvement, the company you call for your home improvement needs.
You're watching United Gospel Explosion. United Gospel Explosion TV.
See, I'm a gangster of God and I'm spreading the word. Truth be told, that's right, truth be heard. No matter what your gift is, it's made to see. So give it up for victory. United Gospel Explosion TV. United Gospel Explosion TV. United Gospel Explosion TV. United Gospel Explosion TV.
Gospel Explosion TV. That's it. That's it. And whoever knew it would be the Good News TV show.
That's right.
They all are welcome. You know, bring your banner, bring your spirituality, bring your religions. And let's talk about the goodness of God, because I don't care where you came from. You could have came from the White House. You could have came from the penthouse. Heck, you could have came from the alley. What I'm concerned with is, how are you helping somebody else get through the troubles of this world? And that's the kind of stuff we want to highlight. And after doing that so many years, came the Good News TV show. Who knew? Who knew it was going to happen? We say that all the time. With my hostess in the house, I got Miss Veronique Chantel. We taking it solo today, I think.
Yes, how about it?
A couple of people out there were under the weather. Sending special prayers out to Angela White. You know, who wanted to come in and do Amazing Grace with us today.
Yes.
I know Emily King was trying to get down here today. But you know, it's all right. But the intention within itself shows your love, you know.
Absolutely.
But it's always in God's divine plan. So it's meant for me to have the Queen with me today.
Hey,
Queen.
Queen Executive in the building.
We here
Blessed
to tear
to
down
be here.
walls. Yes. And as Mr. Rogers used to always say, and I say it all the time, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yes, it is. Literally. I walked outside today like,
with the sun, with the gleaming when I came in. You know how we get when the sun goes to shine.
Oh, yes.
Like,
Yes.
I got to go get some barbecue.
Okay.
I gotta get something to throw on the grill.
Oh, my goodness.
But it's just beauty within itself. You know? Sit back and look at God's work. That the negative and the positive. When you put that all together, it all turns out to be a beautiful day.
Yes, it does.
You know.
Yes,
And Mr. Rogers, I don't know what he had went into on the way there. Somebody probably cut him off in traffic, or some little kid standing on his toe. But he came with that attitude. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And I guarantee you, if you just adopt that, Veronique, you know, to start your day off. I mean, it can be rainy, gloomy. I walked out and it was almost 6 inches of snow. But you know what? I said to myself, it's a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful
in
day.
the neighborhood, my neighborhood. Especially within my real estate. You ain't messing that up.
That's right. That's right. No negativity.
No negativity.
Good vibes only. Yes. And the sun is shining.
It's beautiful.
I'm feeling good. I walked outside today and I was looking around and I said, Lord, thank you.
And you're looking fly, I must say. Isn't she wonderful?
Okay,
She always come in and bring the heat, her and Denise, to the show. And I really appreciate that. But when I was thinking about this, and to all our friends out there in the different states that catch our presentation, for those over on Channel 15, I want to say, hey, what's up, y'all? We love y'all out there. RadioWeCanSee.com. Check us out every week that you can. Just tune in on your phone, wherever you're at, to RadioWeCanSee.com, and be a part of it. Denise Agua out there, as I say, missing her, our hostess with the mostest. My guy Red Brown, he said he couldn't make it, but he got feeling under the weather. But look at God, but we still here.
We still here. We getting ready to close out 2024 and usher in 2025.
And I must say, it's amazing.
It is amazing.
The year went so fast when I think back on this year, really. It's like,
Yes.
Even me and you together, some project,
Yes.
we did about 4 projects together. Whether it be the white, black party, whatever, whether it be this movie, that movie,
The
all
sneaker
affiliated.
ball, yes, absolutely.
And I'm just so proud of Veronique because she ventures out and she has touched so many different souls.
wow.
And your ministry got to be alive. I don't care what you say. You got to be trying to touch people right where they at. And not only that, right where you're going.
Absolutely.
If you ain't trying to touch somebody where you're going, you just might as well not even go there.
Absolutely.
And to stand in the halls as she does and with fashion queens like the Midwest Queen of Fashion, I call her, Miss Gina T.
Gina
I
T.
coined her that because she real like that in what she does. And you can feel her passion in her work, you know. And, you know, when I see that kind of work, it lets me know my man Will Phelps, Slaughter over there, those guys are working hard.
Yes, they
trying
are.
to put something together.
Yes.
And I don't see it just as entertainment. It's more edutainment. You know, it's educating the people to what they can do. And,
Partying with a purpose.
partying with a purpose.
Yes.
Hey, you hear me say that all the time. I borrowed that from Tom Joyner.
Yes,
I gotta say that.
I remember.
But yeah, we partying with a purpose. And for him to be out there, for them to be out there, and yourself, touches so many people's lives. And you know, a lot of people say, well, Christians shouldn't be out there and giving these parties and stuff or doing this, that, and the other. And I say, well, if they're not involved in it, what you just want all non-saved people to be in it? What's wrong with you? I love God. You don't love God. What's wrong with you?
Exactly.
So it opens up new doors.
Yes, it does.
And then when I went inside to look, because, you know, I'm going to be nosy and just be myself. I jumped in the car on a couple of runways myself. But
right.
but we went there and saw these young people.
And did a great job.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Penny. Your check is in the mail, too. The young people were so exuberated, excited to be a part of something.
Yes.
And it was all positive.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, I didn't see fights breaking out in it. I didn't see any negativity that people would think.
Not
But
at all.
it was, and Gina's a queen of fashion, like I say. And so the fashion that she assembled with her and her friends, it showed me what we can do when we're really fishing for people.
That's right.
You know, to come out of our stuck up bag, some of us have.
Yes, and we are better together.
Come on,
when we
Mom.
work together and we collaborate, greatness is the result.
Greatness. You can see it in the house. And when I put this in the throne of religion, because I'm bringing this to everyday folk, because they're out there enjoying themselves, partying, and you know, as long as they're not, you know, doing anything negative.
Right.
Why aren't we supporting them and letting them know about a man named Jesus anyway? At least carrying ourselves as a man of God. You know, when I walk in, I don't know what you carry yourself is when you go to places you go. But still a man of God there. Now, I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not floating up in the air and I'm not preaching a sermon to them. I'm right where they're at. We're enjoying each other right on each other's level. And seeing them go out and touch each other and touch so many businesses.
Right.
That come in to affiliate as sponsors or global products as my brother Phelps push over there. It's just a blessing. I mean, that's what we're doing. We're tearing down walls.
Yes.
That separates me from you right now. So if little Tim anyway, we just throwing him against the wall because I see you there and you see me here, and let's move towards each other in the bonds of the kind of love that Jesus would have us to move in.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely.
like you loving your neighbor, like you love yourself, and that's the energy I'm closing this year out in. You guys know this is the last show of the year. And I say, let me throw my red, and she wore her Christmas blue. And I got to say also Lions blue in here,
yes,
showing it up.
Got my Lions blue on today.
You know, and it's amazing. And if I must say this, I'm going to have you just speak positive over the young women, not just in our city, but in our country now, because they need it.
Yes.
And then I'm going to tell them something I learned about grace. Okay? But you go ahead, encourage some of the young ladies that may be watching you soon to stay in their positive light.
Absolutely.
You know, work towards God. You don't have to be afraid of him. He's not going to tear you down and turn you into a person that sits in the corner in chains. He's going to make you even freer. And what I found out is, me being neat, when I step to the light of Christ, step to this light.
Yes.
Unashamedly, but embracing that. Walls begin to tear down. The way I used to want to hustle in the streets to get that money, to get that nice car or that nice house, it wasn't the hustle anymore. It was just grace. They began to fall in my lap. So we're going to talk about that. You guys have one for you too. Yeah. But man, they can encourage these young ladies for it.
To our young queens out there.
Yes.
Whatever your path that you find yourself on as this year is coming to an end, go with God.
Yes.
Wherever God is leading you. Oftentimes we have a calling on our life and we run from it. And we think when God is calling us, that means, oh, we gotta, He calling us and we have to be in church and, with so many restrictions on our life. But a lot of times and oftentimes when God is calling us, He is calling us to save our lives.
Come on now.
To spare our lives and save our souls. When God calls you, you walk different.
Come on.
And you'll talk different.
Yes.
Some of the things that you may have wanted to do, you'll no longer want to do those things. It doesn't mean that you won't have fun anymore. Doesn't mean that you can't enjoy life anymore. But when God calls you, it is different. I started off with a platform of being Queen Executive. And in becoming Queen Executive, I was also going through a cancer diagnosis. I recently posted, because I post a lot of content about my journey through cancer, my journey to wellness,
my journey to healing. Thank you for that.
Thank you. And thank you for being supportive.
Absolutely.
And my goal and my purpose is always just to encourage others the way that I've been encouraged.
Yes.
But a lot of times when you're doing good, you will encounter some grief, some pushback. Everybody, some people are going to have an opinion. Everybody's not going to agree with you.
Right.
But one of the things that I made mention of recently is my content, my goal is to empower, to inspire, and to encourage any woman that has been diagnosed with an affliction, whatever that affliction is, cancer, MS, lupus, whatever it is, to know that you can push through and you can get through it.
I love it.
And in doing that, that has become a part of my ministry. This is how I heal. That my platform, this is what helps me, helping others.
Look at God.
Yes.
Look at God. And Veronique, I must say that, and you guys are listening to the voice of Veronique Chantel. If you guys want to see it live, I'm live while we're going live. You guys tune in to RadioWeCanSee.com out there. RadioWeCanSee.com. You can come right into the office with me, Veronique, and Timmy T, and we getting it in this morning. And, I'm just saying that I'm following up with that, with Amazing Grace.
Amazing Grace.
That song always hit me to my core. Not because I was anything special, but when I thought back over my life and some of the journeys that God had put me on, allowed me to be on. Even when I didn't know what He was doing, He was still grooming me for the man I am today. And I just, when I think of the journey, I just say how amazing. And when I heard you talking just now about how you've come into your ministry, I know it's nothing but a God that opens up a door for a woman like you, a queen like you. and Denise and all the other queens that you're pulling up too. You know, no, don't look down, because the water is deep.
Yes, it is.
But you know, when Jesus called to Peter, and Peter actually got up and came, he went to walking on the water.
On the water. They
said until he looked down. And when he looked down, of course, he began to sink. He said, what am I doing? What am I doing? But when you just walked into your power like that, don't look back and don't look down.
That's right.
Keep on moving forward, because
press your way forward. Yes.
Press our way through it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the grace part of it.
Yes.
Know when you press in your way, you're not alone. And then don't be afraid to ask for your help. As we come into the year today, I unleash that power in you to be able to ask for your help. Don't get caught up knowing you're thinking you know already.
That's right.
You know, God looks for people that don't know everything. You know, so he wouldn't have hung out with everyday folk like nappy-head boys like me and you. Because the word says that when he was out in the neighborhood, he went over to hang out at the tax collector's house.
That's right.
Now they were considered the woo woo woo
yes,
people then.
Back
Woo woo
then.
woo, woo woo. You know, the sinners. You know, they were out there.
Mm-hmm. Out in the world.
And every day in the Pharisees and the Sadducees, they saw him and they began to whisper. Yeah. You know how people do sometimes.
Yes.
They don't want to talk to you, they want to whisper about you. But God is able, even through that, to turn whatever negativity into a positive rainbow in your life.
Yes.
Do you hear me? God going to turn all this negative stuff and put it together and put his love on it. Yes. But by the time it get to you, it's a rainbow of love.
Yes.
You ain't got to know where it come from.
I just experienced it. Going into the Christmas season, I just talked about it the other day.
Wow.
You know, I realized I was trying to encourage all the people around me, but the reality was I was just trying to get through Christmas. You know, the feeling was very different. And my plan was just to relax. I was going to chill at home, clean up, do some laundry, and just relax, you know.
But God.
But God.
What did he do to you?
But God
what
had
did he do to
plans.
you?
So he blessed one of my very best friends, Kathy Gwen.
Yeah.
She said, Veronique, you coming with me and my family for Christmas Eve. And
praise God.
What would have been a quiet, somewhat dark day for me, it turned into something amazing.
Wow.
And I sat there and I was just looking around, smiling and laughing. And I said, wow, Lord, you knew just what I needed.
Wow.
Split-second decision. You know, she picked up the phone and called me, and I'm so glad that I said yes.
And it's preordained. And power in your yes.
Yes.
Power in your yeses, because through your yeses, you're going into doors. And you ain't got to worry about what's in there. God done already laid it out and did everything. He's just waiting for your yes. It's a power in your yes.
Yes.
That when you were asked, you said yes today. And you're ministering to someone right now this second. And someone needed that. To know about your tragedies. To know about your cancer trial.
Yeah.
That may be facing just brand new cancer today. But God was able to line this up. So yes, it seemed haphazard. No, it wasn't planned.
Right.
But God is already waiting in the midst of the activity that wasn't planned for you.
But I know.
He brought something together for you.
I didn't know, but God knew.
But God knew.
And God's timing is everything. You know,
amazing.
Along throughout the course of my journey, one of the things that I really, I'm very transparent in my journey, and I just share with a group of ladies, God knew this diagnosis was coming. He also knew when I would be able to handle it.
Yes.
So back when I was married, I couldn't handle it then.
Too much.
It was too much. The toxicity of my marriage compounded with cancer, no. But when God had me to himself and brought people into my life to strengthen me and to circle around me and, circle around me and encourage me and lift me up. I thank God for every woman that has, when I first got diagnosed, because people see me now and they're like, oh, she's so strong. Oh, baby, this was a journey. Right. I am not unlike anyone else. When you first hear that word cancer, I had an attitude like, who are you talking to?
Oh, it's denial, it's pain. Look, it's grief, just like the dialysis thing, all the sicknesses that can come up on you. Timmy Timno, we talking about, he's shaking his head in the studio, y'all. He needs to be on camera with it because, he went through something too. You're not, because you love God, because you claim, you're not subject to a total getaway deal in this thing.
It don't work like that.
We all are subject to sickness and even death. We all go in that route. But the thing is, the grace part of it, the amazing grace part of it, because we're about to go to break for a minute. I want to prepare y'all for this. The amazing grace part of it isn't so much how good you were, but how much he loved who you are. That he was willing through all other things to give you grace. That's mean he gave you an unearned blessing.
Ooh,
it ain't even that you could you could dance that good, girl. You could talk that good. Look, you ain't get that much education in school. That's right. That you catch yourself.
God. This is all God.
You catch yourself, and you realize and you learn that God's grace is amazing, and not only that it belongs to you. A lot of people don't feel like grace belongs to them. We got to get back into that. I got to take a quick break, pause for the calls. Timmy said we got to pay some bills in here. But y'all get ready. We'll be right back. You watch United Gospel Explosion TV, the Good News TV show.
You're watching United Gospel Explosion. United Gospel Explosion TV.
See, I'm a gangster for God and I'm spreading the word. Truth be told, that's right, truth be heard. No matter what your gift is, it's made to see. So give it up for victory. United Gospel Explosion TV. United Gospel Explosion TV. United Gospel Explosion TV. United Gospel Explosion TV.
Total Home Improvement Company presents the Spring Blowout Special of the season. Remodel your kitchen, bathroom, basement, plus flooring specials for every room. Call 313-728-2025 for your free in-home estimate today. Mention this commercial and get 10% off your project. Call 313-728-2025. Remodel your home today. Total Home Improvement, the company you call for your home improvement needs.
Justice for Mario Willis. Truth. Facts. Evidence. Matter. Log into justiceformariowillis.com. Read for yourself.
Watkins Broadcasting is going worldwide. Now you can watch Detroit's own WHPR on your TV from anywhere in the world. No matter where you are, you can stay in the know with WHPR TV and Roku. You can get your easy-to-install Roku box from wherever you shop for your entertainment gear. Once your Roku box is connected to your TV and internet, go to the channel store on the home menu of the Roku box. Enter WHPR TV in the search engine and add it to your channels. That's it. That's all you need to get the best in entertainment, news, and talk, no matter where you are. Roku brings all of your favorites to your TV. Netflix, Hulu Plus, Crackle, HBO Go, and now WHPR TV, Detroit Live.
Total Home Improvement Company presents the Spring Blowout Special of the season. Remodel your kitchen, bathroom, basement, plus flooring specials for every room. Call 313-728-2025 for your free in-home estimate today. Mention this commercial and get 10% off your project. Call 313-728-2025. Remodel your home today. Total Home Improvement, the company you call for your home improvement needs.
You're watching United Gospel Explosion. United Gospel Explosion TV.
See, I'm a gangster with God and I'm spreading the word. Truth be told, that's right, truth be heard. No matter what your gift is, it's made to see. So give it up for victory. United Gospel Explosion TV. United Gospel Explosion TV. United Gospel Explosion TV. United Gospel Explosion TV.
United Gospel Explosion TV. That's right. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's how he gave it to me, y'all. I don't know. We did one concert like that. That name came to me long ago. We did a United Gospel Explosion TV concert. And it was over at the Redford Theater. If you guys know the Redford Theater, I call that the Mini Fox. You go, it's just beautiful with the big play organ they have and all of that. And but at that time, they were only doing like weightlifting shows there, and they had the mud wrestlers and all that. That type of thing. And so, I mean, they had done other shows in the past, obviously, but that's what it had come to. And I came with this idea of doing a gospel concert. Don't ask me why. I was doing Jamaican Me Crazy and Rapper Mania, all these other things, but it came to me, do a gospel concert. So we put it out. We brought collective people together, and some good cats. Like Emmeline was in that show, original show.
Okay.
And just some beautiful people were there. Okay. And I just remember that I'm on the middle of the stage when it was time. I'm like, how did I get here? But God said, shut up and say what I tell you to say, and do what I tell you to do. Grace had fell upon me. It's nothing I earned the plan, of course. So in that journey, though, through that, when you see the opening of the show, you see John George was over there. Oh my God, so many different leaders. We were involved with the Metro Youth Day. You see some of that in the clip opening up the show, our show here. And all that came from that one inspiration. Like you said, you had a yes when they asked you, and I had a yes for that show, and God told it to me. We went there and brought it out. Years later, not even thinking about it, that one show became the clip. We cut clips out of that one show we did to make the opening of what you see now for United Gospel Explosion TV.
Yeah.
And that's why I get so excited about that. And then when I think about, you hear me say all the time, I'm a gangster for God. That's strong words for people that watch the old Godfather movies, Alien Ness movies. But I don't mean it in that way. That's not how I mean I'm a gangster for God. I mean a gangster for God because I'm willing to stand up.
That's right.
I'm willing to show up. And maybe I'm willing to show out for you guys. If you need to send somebody, send me. I'm fool enough to go, and we're going to have a good time when I go. And I want people to know that when I leave them, it was a better taste in their mouth than when I met them. Because I can give them something that God gave me to digest. Yes. And all we can do is do that. Everybody ain't gonna love you. Everybody ain't gonna get along with you. But we here.
That's right.
Mr. Henry said it's a call for us. Tim got it.
Yay.
But we pushing the envelope though. God's amazing grace. And I just wanted to give you guys this. You already have it. It's still waiting on you.
Yes, it is.
The grace is so amazing because it's nothing that you're going to earn and get ready for, right?
That's right.
So it's like when you're ready, it ain't just for me. But that grace can bring you through addictions.
Right.
Back when I was addicted to alcohol and weed, I was never like a what you see on this, it wasn't like that, but it was still an addiction. They call it professional addictions, where you could go to work. I was executive for Health Alliance Plan. I should have maybe said the name, but I was executive in that company.
It's okay, you free today.
Yeah, I'm free today. And it's a testimony.
Yes, it is.
And just with doing all the open enrollments, you drink all the time, you chip, and I got a little chip with that, and God was able,
yes,
through His might and majesty, not my own.
That's right.
Because I really didn't see anything so much wrong with the lifestyles of it. But when I opened my heart to God, I developed more of a conscience, I'll just call it. And doors, I used to walk in without feeling anything. I would feel something in those doors then.
Wow.
And I referred to myself at that point in my life, when I got conscious of really what was going on. I said, "Wow, I'm a slave trader.
Oh.
I'm trading my people's." And I'm not saying this to knock anybody down that may find themselves caught in that level of existence. I'm saying this to say how God blessed me.
Yes.
And it wasn't just that I was involved in drugs and things like that. It was bigger than that. What it was He showed me a light. He showed me a light. I guess I felt kind of like Saul did on the road to Damascus. If y'all know the story, how before it was Paul, it was Saul's. Saul became Paul in the Bible.
Right.
And at that point, when he was still Saul, he was a heck of a guy still, but he was a killer of Christians. His job was to go to the kings in that area, the leaders in that area, and ask their permission to round up the Christians,
right,
and put them to death.
Yes.
Because it was a problem then. You couldn't do it like you do it now. But God was able to touch even him.
Yes.
In his worst level. And it's funny how He'll make your enemy. Come on, somebody.
Come on, your footstool.
Come on, somebody. I don't want to preach to you today, but we come into the new year. Don't you know He'll make even your enemy your very footstool that you step up on?
Yes.
And as I begin to understand that in the spiritual ramifications of that, I know we ain't got to be afraid of nothing, because greater than He that's in you,
that's right,
than he that's in the world.
In the world.
And I think us leaders, Christian leaders themselves, should become gangsters for God. Not ashamed to mention Him, even in the midst of y'all good time and party. Because what you're going to find is when you bring God out of your briefcase, out the closet, other people are sitting there waiting for the experience themselves. What I'm saying is, when you're not ashamed of Him.
That's right. He
said, if you're not ashamed of me, I won't be ashamed of you when I present you to my Father. But even deeper than that, through your everyday life. It's amazing. When I said amazing grace, it goes like this. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved the wretch. I ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about me, like me.
Yes.
So we get on this me thing.
Yes.
Then it tears down the walls of what you feel about what he ain't doing or they ain't doing, or do they deserve it. Remember, when you ain't deserve it. Ain't none of us deserve this.
Right.
But you ain't deserve for Him to heal you in the midst of your thing with the life you led. That was His amazing grace, tearing down the wall that separated you from your freedom of good health.
Yes.
Oh, come
on and preach.
I'm going to knock this wall down. I'm going to knock this wall down. You want to play with Him? Well, let's bring it on out to the table. You were never good enough. All your plans turn to demise.
Yes.
Our plans turn to demise when we don't put God first in them. I'm speaking of myself.
Yes.
My plans. I see what I'm doing. I'm the smartest one in class. I can do this without going the right route. I can just do it. Well, it didn't work for me. Don't get me wrong. I was never torn out in the street like that. But the blessings I have now did not come from the job or the hustle or the thinking I knew that or the other. It came from grace.
Oh.
That when I began to let go,
Yes.
somebody got to get mad at this one. When I began to let go, then God began to do his work.
Yes.
He's perfect in your absence.
Yes.
He's perfect in you. So when you move yourself out your own way, can I make it clear?
Take your hands
When you
off
get out
of
your
it.
own way,
Yes.
then the doors that's going to open for you is going to be so big that no man or woman can close them.
That's right.
And that's what I'm talking about, that kind of
Yes.
grace. So think big. If you're going to get on this journey with us, think big. Think bigger than what you're thinking right now.
Yes.
Think overcoming.
Think beyond what your eyes can see.
Think beyond what the eyes can see.
Yes.
Don't worry about what you look like right now, because God's going to fix you up.
Yes.
He's going to pick you up. He's going to make you a new kind of beautiful. And you know that kind of beautiful, you ain't got to worry about it wearing out because it comes from the inside.
That's right.
The
Yes.
inside out.
Yes.
Oh, it's nothing but the grace of God.
It's the grace of God. When people walk up to me,
Come on.
you just touched on something, because when people walk up to me and they've seen either my content or heard about me, the first thing they say is, you don't look like what you're going through.
Yes, come on, Billy.
The nurse just said it to me last week at my exam.
Oh, praise
And I
God.
told her, I said, it's God.
Praise God.
This is only God. Dr. Gagiel, my oncologist,
Yes.
has to acknowledge
Mm.
this is more than chemo. This is God.
Mm.
This is more than his
Thank
hands.
God for the chemo. But when you put on grace with that, when he put on his blessing upon you in there, you know, when I even go to the doctor, I be praying on their hands. I be like, they don't even know. I be like, I don't know what attitude they got, Lord, but bless their mind, bless their hands that's coming here to touch me.
Yes.
Help us lift it up.
Yes.
We got a call, ladies and gentlemen.
We got a caller.
Yeah, y'all can call in. People give y'all the number.
Hey, hey.
Hey, how you doing? All right.
Wonderful. Who knew?
Ooh, who knew? Who knew it'd be the Good News TV show? Hey, this is our hostess with the most, Miss Denise Agua,
guys.
Queen Denise. Hey, dear, how you doing?
Hey, wonderful. I am just enjoying you guys and
Man.
listening to the show.
Ain't he
It's
tearing
such a
down some
blessing.
walls?
God is good. Y'all teaching, you know, and I just want to kind of piggyback off that a
Come
little
on,
bit.
come
when
on.
you talked about how God bringing you through, you know,
Yeah.
it was a change, you know what I'm saying?
Come on.
I remember, guys, it was 1980 when I accepted Christ in my life.
Come
and
on.
I accepted him. I went to a homegoing service for somebody.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I accepted him right in that church right
Wow.
then and there because I knew one day I wanted
Praise
to be
God.
with him. You know, I thank God for life and living, but when it was time for me to go home, I wanted to go home and be with him, you know, but that's how I knew accept. And then it was like, it was amazing how when I went and bought my
Amazing
own Bible
grace.
too at
Amazing
that time.
grace.
But the amen. And I felt like, so I remember how your separations feel, you know, like that. But it was like I went to this party, right, guys? And I was
Come
like,
on now.
oh, wow. You know what I mean? But it was like, I was in this big bubble. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
It was like I was in a bubble, like God was separating me from his, you know, it was like a separation, you know.
Yes,
so that's
yes,
when it
yeah.
changed. When, like you said, how you walked in a room and you felt something different, you know.
Yes.
It was like getting a bubble. But, you know, God's amazing grace, just like you said, because he's so good.
He put
Hey,
something around
who
you.
knew?
He done claimed you. Who knew? Who knew? Good news. Well, Denise, thank you for calling in, baby. And
God
that's
bless
what
you guys.
that's
Be
what we
encouraged.
teaching on
you.
today.
You know, I love you, Veronique. God
I
bless
love
you guys.
you.
I believe in God for a great 2025. All right, guys?
When you're not here, you are missed, baby. We love you and just keep
And we love you.
keep
too. Love
your
you
head
too,
up,
guys.
Queen,
Be
and
encouraged.
God
Keep your
bless
head
you
up
and the
too,
family.
y'all.
And
The best is yet to come, y'all.
The
It's
best
yet to
is
come.
yet to come.
let me
Right now.
let me continue on this plight that we doing
Love you
on the
guys.
marriages
Love
and
you.
grace, because it goes on to say how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. And when I saw that, I looked around in the church and said, "No, he ain't talking about them. He talking about me. I'm the wretch." And so you know,
That's
and so
right.
when you begin to look at it like that, it says, "I once was lost,
But now I'm found.
was blind, but now
Now
I
now you
see."
see.
And so those are the walls that's torn down right now. That's what we're reaching out to in 25. And Jesus didn't leave a sheep behind. We don't leave no soldiers behind in this army that we have. You know, this is for you. that you can stop and pause. I don't care where you're at in your station in life. Some people feel like they the devil tell them, you too bad, you done did too much. You done did so. You done did something to your wife. You done did something to your kids. You're separated and you estranged from your family. This ain't for you. That ain't for you. Well, that's a lie from the pit of hell.
That's right.
That's such a lie from the pit of hell.
That's what the enemy wants you to think.
Not only do he want you, he want broke people. And in that book in Matthews, when he was with the tax collector, with my finishing up, when he was going to the tax collector's house, and they was over there murmuring to themselves. Jesus was a prophet, the master prophet.
Yeah.
So he knew what they were saying. He looked over at them and said, you know what? The will don't need a physician. I'm a physician for the sick. In other words, I want to go to the people that ain't got where you at yet.
That's right.
And see if I can shed some light on them and open up the door of love inside that sinner's house. That their life might be turned around and be able to bring so many back. I know when Denise said she did this back in 80, and then when I look at her grandbabies today,
yes,
not only for her generation and her next generation through her kids, but her kids' kids is blessed with a gift.
Yes.
And they done been on my show in here. They done been out the Metro Youth Day with me. I mean, and I ain't said that to be braggadocious. Right. I'm just saying that that's how God work it out.
Yes.
If you're willing to get up. So, don't consider yourself a sinner. That you sinner so much that you too big for God, that God don't want to use you. What's wrong with you?
Exactly.
All you got to do is love them.
That's right. Don't think because I ballroom that I'm a sinner.
Come on now. Girl, but you be ballrooming though. Y'all. Right, well, look, I'm trying to learn some more moves myself so they can say,
okay.
Where about their ballrooming? But that's what it is. We have to be able to love the world, people in the world.
And everywhere that I go, every room that I walk in, God is on me. God is in me. His light is shining through me.
Yes.
So I used to be one of those people that worry about what other people would think of me. And they see me here and see me there. See me there.
Right.
I want you to see me there.
Right.
Yeah. See me shining.
That's beautiful.
See me encouraging.
And you're still a woman of God.
Yes, I'm still a woman of God. Wherever I am.
You just don't want the enemy to shine.
Exactly.
In these places.
That's right.
Because as you represent who you are,
yes,
you bring a whole different light to the fashion of entertainment. And not only that, the temperance, the patience, the kindness, the attributes of God can be released when you're walking in the light yourself. Allow the light to be in you and bring the light, share the light, be the light. Because somebody's waiting for you. Somebody needs your word today. And don't be afraid if you got a word in your mouth. I don't know, it may be, I know I once, through the gift of prophecy, it was a gentleman, I was at a fair. And when those that, and I'm putting on that veil, when you're walking in that veil of knowing what you know, because God gave it to you.
Yeah.
It ain't you. You ain't I say God prophesying through me, because it ain't you. I didn't know that man from Adam's apple. But when I seen him, some said, tell this man about you see an eagle hovering over him, like the bald eagle.
Right.
I don't know this man from Adam's apple. I had never been to this place before, but he was putting stuff in my spirit then. And when he said, I said, no, I don't want to do that. And so I kept doing what I was doing. They kept bringing on my conscience. That's how this works. So I said, for example, Tim, I just had to tell you, I don't know why I'm saying this, but God told me to. I feel like a fool. You make a fool out of me. But he didn't. I say that, he told me to tell you that as you're walking around, I see like a bald eagle over your spirit, over your body, like I can see his face over you, hovering. He said, wow. And he ratified that. He said, you know, I'm in a group called the Templars or whatever it is, a religious group. And they're protectors.
Wow.
You know, they're protectors of the word. I don't know the full, you know, what it fully consists of. But when he told me that, look, tears came to my eyes because I was like, wow. You know,
and that was the connection.
Well, that's what God has showed me for him, the word for him, and it was like stand up, and that it was making you stronger and powerful. But at any rate, James Hollenberg, when James told me that, I mean, my spirit was jumping up inside. I said, "Oh my God, you are a practical joker." How you doing? But that's what he'll do. That you ain't got to know why you there. Just stand up for him. And I guarantee you guys, for this 25, let's try putting him first in everything we do. Yes. And I ain't saying that you have to go in a red robe to the black party, a white robe. But just wear your own confidence that God have you.
That's right.
Speak as God would have you to speak. You know, you ain't got to be a fool at the party either, though.
Be who God would have you to be.
Be who you have you be, and people will see that realness, and they'll cut through the cake. In fact, I got to get Gina T on here. You know, that's my girl, Gina T. She's a blessing to me, and Will too when they get a chance. So we're gonna work on that. Open up 25. I know they got a lot going on as well. But God is able to do all things exceedingly abundantly. And I still say above what you could ever even imagine doing yourself. Just when I start wondering how this story would end, how it would fit together.
Yes.
Then he began to put things in front of me. And I'm going to tell you this.
And
I got to write my testimonies down. Kim said I should write a book about the thing. But I remember the first house I had gotten was from a gentleman. I went to help my brother move out the house because he wasn't paying him the man no rent. He wasn't doing anything. But anyway, I went to move my brother out the house. He was on one. And I met the gentleman that owned the house. And I greeted him, "How you doing, sir?" And I'm just saying this to say this. You never know how God is going to bless you or who he's going to bless you through. And so I was just talking to the man, just being myself. And I said, "Sir, I can help you move this down over here." Just being kind. And the man said, "You ain't like your brother, are you?" I'm like, "Well, I am like my brother." You know, you've heard that before when you winning. You know, you hear that you ain't like the rest of them. But I say I am like my brother. Since we saying, you know, mom and dad and all, but you know, what do you mean? He said, "I just tell you different." You know, he said, "I got these houses. I got all these houses," and he's an older man then. He said, "You know, I can't do nothing with all of them." He said, "I'm gonna give you this house."
Grace.
He said, "But not with them in it." He said, "You gonna move them? I'm gonna give you this house." And I said, "Give me this house."
Grace.
Do you hear what I'm trying to tell you? I turned my life around. God began to establish things that I didn't even know he was going to establish. I didn't know that later that would be the dominance of my life, those houses and construction and all of that.
Right.
I had no idea that. I just went to help my brother. So in those acts of love and kindness, you often see God's face. Keep your eyes open. In your acts of love and kindness, I ain't saying do it for that reason. Just continue to put him first. Continue to be yourself. Continue to do the work, which is, what's the work? Love in each other. Loving our neighbors. We love ourselves. I didn't know that man from Adam's Apple. But real neat. When I helped him carry the stuff to his car, and he said that to me, you know, I'm like,
Grace.
Who is this? I later learned what grace was and how it establishes itself. Not just amongst people, but amongst nations, you know. This is way bigger than me, way bigger than you. But if you willing to let go, if you willing to cut the cord and just let God do some of the work. I know it's hard sometimes, especially when the pressure's on. Don't you tell me about no bills being due. Louis was talking about his bills being due, and I told him about some of mine and his hair. He ain't got no hair, but the hair shot up on his head and curled back down. You know I'm joking, but it was a real deal, because you got to understand, people ain't always looking like what they're going through, as you always say.
That's right.
But if you continue to walk in that direction, He'll direct your path.
Each and every time.
He'll be a light to you.
Yes.
He'll
And
tear down the walls.
yes.
Baby.
And even when you think that there is no way
Come
God's
on.
going to show up, this bill is this much, or, you know, oh, I made a pay arrangement, and
Come on,
I don't have
Somebody
the
know
money.
what I'm talking about.
Listen, I told you, I'm transparent. I'm gonna be real with mine.
Come on, I ain't mean
But
you
I
do yours,
promise
Billy. You
God
can't.
will send a ram in the bush
Won't he do it?
when you least expect it. Throughout the course of just this year, the way the Lord has provided for me
Come
and
on.
sustained me.
Ooh, these
you know,
testimonies here
And, you know,
for the world.
one of my biggest
For the world.
frustrations with being diagnosed with cancer initially was not being able to work the way that I wanted to. I've always had a career. I've always
Not a job, a career. You hear what she talking, y'all?
I've always
She
had a
talking
career.
power.
And then here comes cancer.
Mm.
And I had an attitude for a minute.
Yes.
But then after I got finished being mad,
Mm-hmm.
I had to just go to God.
It's amazing.
You know?
His grace is amazing.
His grace. God's
Oh,
grace
hallelujah.
has carried me through 2024.
Thank you.
So when you speak about amazing grace, the grace that is on
Happy
my
New
life.
Year's, y'all.
Yes.
Walk in Thanksgiving.
Yes.
This is your day. This is your blessing. The grace that he put on Veronique's life, guess what? That same grace he'll put on your life. If he can touch a little nappy head sinning boy from the east side of Detroit, sinner, saved by grace. I ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. That way you ain't got to prove nothing to those that didn't know. When Saul turned to Paul, they were scared of him. When he came walking into the congregation, they jumped out the windows, anything. I can see him jumping off the second story window because this man was killing them.
That's right.
Killing them. But you know, but God was able to take the worst one amongst them
Yes.
and turn this light up around. You know, I like that. I think it's Fred Hammond says, late in the midnight hour,
Oof.
God gonna turn it
Turn
around.
it around.
He knows what you need. You know, they talk about
He know it all.
they had the faith to go in and out of the city. You know, I'm blessed in this city.
Yes.
You know, you're blessed in your home. Go to saying that to yourself. And if you don't do anything else as we close this year, open the year with the confirmation, a positive confirmation of any kind over your life. But begin to ask God to bring you the right people,
Yes.
show you the right things to do. Open your heart to be able to receive. You know, everybody can't receive a blessing.
Yes.
Everybody can't take a blessing and wrap it in their heart and be okay with it. You know, somebody blessed them, it's God blessing them through somebody, and they feel like they got to find a way to pay them back. But God done already paid them in dividends because they walking in that way, and he can use them. So I'm just saying to y'all today, we're going to continue to bring people in. If you think the show was wild this year, tune in to 25 because you ain't seen nothing yet.
That's right.
It's all to his glory, though, all to the glory of God. Special shout out to Mario Willis. He's my preacher. He's preaching from, I believe he's in Jackson, Mississippi. But I love him. I've talked to him a few times on the phone. Whenever I talk to him on the phone, Miss Willis, her son, whenever I talk to him on the phone, it's just like our spirits just clash.
Wow.
He up there being a gangster for God behind the walls, tearing down walls with men that can't even have families to come and see them. And you know, I don't know the full story, but I know this is a man of God, a powerful man of God. You know, you see him talk about him being wrongly convicted, and they have him behind bars. But God is still able to be with him and be with the men behind walls even, you know, to give them a new encouragement.
Yes.
I'm talking about a fresh blow of air wherever they at, you know. We ain't so special because we was blessed to be out of here, because the truth be told, half of us out here that did something that could have got us in there.
That's right.
But
That's
God
right.
was
But
able. to do all things exceedingly abundantly. And look, even in there, he has a place for you because he's in there preaching the ministry of God. He tearing down walls. We love you, Pastor Mario. We love you, Reverend Garfield. I want to spend a shout out to Reverend Garfield.
Oh, yes.
And hey, all the ministers that's been in their heart even supporting this ministry, because this is something different. This is something different. I know God gave it to me like this. I had no idea that when I was making this show, that if you were in Texas right now and you tuned in to RadioWeCanSee.com, that you could see it in Texas.
That's right.
You could see it all the way down in Florida, all the way up Vegas, New York.
Right.
Come on now, Washington, D.C. Come on, you can see it right now. I had no idea that he was giving it to me in such a way that you could see it. But this year, we're going to let them know that it's there. God bless you guys. Hey, I'm here with my hostess with the mostest, Miss Vianney Chantel, and she is the Queen Executive.
Yes, I am.
Denise Agua, I have seen her sitting there waiting for us to come back. Our hostess with the mostest, she get in, Queen Denise. My brother downtown, Ricky Brown, those guys has been walking with us on the struggle, even when we didn't know where we was going, but God.
Yes. Oh, and I want to give a shout out to a young man you had on the show. Remember Devon?
Yes, the insurance man.
Yes. So I did the conference call with him. He got me all set up, and he has been amazing. So I am looking forward to him being on the show for 2025. For anybody that has Medicare, to know all of your perks and benefits and benefits that are there that you might not even know you're eligible for.
We got to reach back out to each other.
Yes, he definitely needs to be back on there.
Devontae, he and his young lady came and support us.
Yes.
But hey, we just love you guys out there.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. I don't know all your story, but God do. But guess what? He knows your glory. Your glory is waiting for you. Stand up at 25. We love you. Happy New Year's, everybody. This is our New Year's edition. She wore New Year's blue. I got the red New Year's thing on. Hey, and don't give up and keep trusting. God bless you.
Right.
You're watching United Gospel Explosion. United Gospel Explosion TV.
See, I'm a gangster of God and I'm spreading the word. Truth be told, that's right, truth be heard. No matter what your gift is, it's made to see. So give it up.